They lost their beloved dog in childbirth, but 3 newborn puppies survived. Just a week later, the family's baby boy was born, and the pups believed he was their brother. They licked his cheeks, guarded his crib, even tried to feed him, but when one night the baby lay pale and still, the puppies panicked, and what they did next left even the doctors stunned. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what time is it and where are you watching from. Let's start. The house had fallen silent after the loss. 1 month earlier, their only dog, Bella, had gone into labor. She was the family's joy, the gentle protector, the one who curled under the children's feet and wagged her tail like life was always worth living. But the labor turned tragic. She gave everything she had and never opened her eyes again. She died on the table, leaving behind 3 tiny whimpering bodies, a golden pup with silky fur, a gray-white one with a sharp gaze, and a trembling black-tan runt. Angela had collapsed right there on the floor when the vet told her. Daniel had shouted, slammed the car door, cursed God himself. The kids in the family screamed for Bella, begging for her to wake up. She never did. They carried the little pups home in a basket, sobbing, broken. They couldn't understand why life had taken their dog so cruelly. But then, just 1 week later, another cry filled the same house. Their newborn son. A boy wrapped in white, fragile as glass. His birth collided with grief, and the timing felt like a cruel trick. But when they placed the baby down near the basket, something happened. The pups stirred, their tiny ears twitching. They wobbled on unsteady legs and crawled toward him, whining, sniffing, pushing their noses into his blanket. The baby stretched his hand, brushing their soft fur. From that moment, the 3 puppies never treated him as anything less than blood. In their minds, this was their 4th sibling. Every day the bond grew stranger, deeper, almost unsettling. When the baby cried, the pups cried too. Angela would rush to grab a bottle, only to see the golden pup licking his cheeks frantically, as if begging him to hush. When the baby laughed, those short, gurgled sounds that came weeks later, the gray-white one barked like mad, tail whipping the floor, and sometimes, most painfully, the puppies tried to feed him. They would carry over little scraps of kibble in their mouths, drop them near his lips, and whimper, pawing for him to eat. "They really think he's their brother," Daniel muttered once, shaking his head, rubbing his tired eyes. "Even feeding him like one of their own." Angela's throat had tightened. Bella would have done the same. She would have fed him, too. "Don't start," Daniel snapped, slamming the remote on the table. He hated the way grief still stung. "Bella's gone." "Don't drag her into this." Angela shot him a glare, tears burning. "She's not gone when I see them care for him like this. You think I don't know why they bring him food? You think I don't see her in them?" The house was tense, both parents living between loss and miracle. But despite the arguments, both found themselves watching the strange, protective love between baby and pups. At night, the 3 dogs slept around the crib like guards. In the morning, they trailed behind the baby's carrier, whining when Angela took him for a walk. The black-tan pup, smallest but fiercest, would climb halfway into the crib to curl at his side whenever he fussed. One afternoon, the storm broke. The baby lay in his white sleeper on the crib mattress, the room quiet except for the ticking clock. Angela was folding laundry when she noticed the stillness. No cooing, no restless kicking, nothing. Her heart dropped. "Daniel!" she screamed. He came running and froze at the sight. The baby's lips looked pale. His chest barely moved, so faint it looked like he wasn't breathing at all. The puppies noticed first. The golden one pawed frantically at the blanket, whining high-pitched cries that echoed in the room. The gray-white one rushed in tight circles, then darted back with a soggy piece of kibble clamped in its mouth. It dropped it on the baby's chest, pushing it with its nose as though begging him to eat. "Jesus Christ!" Daniel's voice cracked. He's not moving." "Don't say it!" Angela shrieked, rushing to scoop her son, hands trembling so hard she nearly dropped him. The black-tan pup leapt into the crib, licking the baby's face violently, whimpering louder and louder. The golden one pressed against Angela's leg, howling in panic. The baby didn't stir. Angela's knees gave out. "No, no, no, don't you take him from me." Not after Bella, not after everything. She clutched the child to her chest, shaking, sobbing. "Breathe, damn it, breathe!" Daniel stood there useless, fists in his hair, face pale as chalk. "What the hell do we do?" "Angela, he's—" "Shut up!" she screamed, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Don't you dare say it! Don't you dare say he's gone!" The puppies didn't stop. The gray-white shoved another crumb of food onto the baby's hand, crying as though pleading with their little brother to wake up. The golden pressed its nose to his chest, whining. The runt crawled higher, pressing its tiny, warm body against his neck, licking, nudging, desperate. Angela's cries tore through the house as she rocked the limp baby in her arms. The puppies pressed tighter, whining, pawing, refusing to leave his side. Danielle's hand shook so badly he nearly dropped the phone as he punched in the emergency number. "Please," he begged, his voice cracking. "Our baby. He's not breathing right. Please hurry." The dispatcher's voice buzzed in his ear, telling him to stay calm, to check the chest for movement. Daniel dropped to his knees beside Angela. He leaned close, eyes wide, searching for the tiniest rise. It was there, but so faint, so shallow it barely looked real. "He's alive," Daniel whispered, terrified, "but he's slipping." The golden puppy let out a piercing howl, circling frantically. The gray-white pup grabbed another crumb of food from the floor and dropped it near the baby's lips, whimpering so loudly it echoed like a siren of its own. The runt pressed his small body harder against the child's neck, licking as though he could force life back into him. Stay with me, my love," Angela sobbed, stroking her son's face. "Don't you dare leave me like Bella did." "Don't you dare!" Sirens wailed in the distance, but they felt impossibly far away. Seconds stretched into torture. Daniel slammed his fist into the wall. Why is it taking so damn long? Then faintly, the baby twitched. Just a flicker of fingers. Just enough for Angela to scream. "He moved!" "He's still here." The puppies whined louder, tails thrashing, as if cheering him on. The door burst open. Paramedics stormed in with bags and equipment. "Clear the space!" "Move now!" Angela refused to let go until a medic gently pried the child from her arms. "We've got him, ma'am." "Step back!" The puppies barked wildly, clawing at the paramedic's pants, desperate to follow. Daniel had to grab them, holding them tight against his chest. "They think he's theirs," he muttered, his voice breaking. "They think he's their brother." Inside the ambulance, machines beeped. Oxygen mask pressed over the baby's tiny face. His chest rose a little stronger, steadier. Angela held Daniel's hand so hard his knuckles whitened. "If he dies, I die with him," she whispered. Daniel couldn't answer. At the hospital, doctors rushed the child into emergency care. Minutes crawled like hours. Finally, a pediatric specialist came out, pulling off his gloves, his face both stern and gentle. He had a sudden respiratory failure, a near SIDS episode. If he had been left alone, he wouldn't have made it. Angela's knees buckled. Daniel caught her, but his eyes burned with tears. Then why is he still alive? The doctor hesitated, then shook his head in wonder. Your son's core temperature never dropped as low as we expected. Something kept him warm, kept nudging him, stimulating him until you called us. Whatever surrounded him kept him alive long enough for us to help. Angela's breath hitched. She looked at Daniel. Both knew. Both saw the same image in their minds. 3 desperate puppies, pressing their bodies against their baby brother, feeding him scraps, licking his face, crying for him to stay. Back home later, the baby lay safe in his crib again, pink returning to his cheeks. The puppies surrounded him instantly, curling around him, never blinking away. Angela stroked each little head, voice trembling. You saved him. You 3. You saved my boy. Daniel swallowed hard, his usual toughness gone. He crouched down, scratching the runt's ears. I buried Bella with my own hands. I cursed the day she died, but maybe she never really left. Maybe she left you behind for him. That night, the house no longer felt cursed. Grief lingered, but so did gratitude. In the quiet glow of the crib light, a baby slept surrounded by 3 small guardians who refused to let him go. To anyone else, they were just puppies. But to this family, they were siblings, protectors, and the last living piece of the dog they had loved and lost. And when the baby stirred in his sleep, sighing softly, the 3 puppies leaned closer, as if promising, we'll never let you slip away again. This story shows how love doesn't stop at blood. It can come from the most unexpected guardians. The puppies never gave up on their baby brother, even when everyone thought it was too late. Do you believe animals can sense life and death? Comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more emotional true stories.